I said, well, it's married and forever.
Oh.
She said, yes, it does. Sure it does.
They've been married for 43 years. That's a good one. Some sort of nonsense online that you and Robin were having problems. Did you see that? I didn't even address it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
That is a clickbait story, and what they're doing, they put that up, and people go, oh my God, so they click it.
I did it.
And then you get in there, and it leads you to these products.
They're trying to sell you stuff.
And they get people, particularly unsuspecting elderly people, will click, and they say, no, everybody clicks, but then the unsuspecting give their credit card number for free products, and then they can't cancel. And
do you
today,
sue people like that?
Ellen and Sandy Bullock have filed a lawsuit. We're probably going to join that suit because people are getting ripped off, and we hate that.
I saw clickbait, and the Bureau keeps telling me about it. I'm not even clicking or baiting, but is saying that I was on the paleo diet or something like that.
Right.
One of those diets. And my face was there, and that's how I lost weight. In the meantime, I haven't lost weight. I've gained like 10 good happy pounds. All right. So, Dr. Phil, what's the deal with T.I.? Were you watching while you were getting all handsome? Oh, I didn't give you shoe care. Wait, hold on, Dr. Phil. Across. Do that. There you go.
Now they stack up.
Very well.
Okay.
You're dressed like Dr. Phil.
All right.
I mean, if you came in here any less, then you lose your credibility. We count on you to be smart and lead us.
That's right. You got to wear a suit because that means you're credible.
Yes. All right. T.I. checking his daughter's hymen. She's 18 years old. Be honest. You can disagree with us.
No, I don't know what you said, but I can tell you what I think.
Okay.
Bad idea. I think it's easy for everybody to criticize. I think if you're going to criticize, you've got to say what's the alternative. And to me, I think it's a bad idea. I think it's an invasion of privacy. And it's after the fact. So what are you going to do? It's been broken. That's after the fact.
So no, hers is still intact.
Well, no, but say he does when he does find it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now? That's already happened.
Yeah, she's a grown woman. She's 18.
But once it's broken, what are you going to do now? Be pissed off? It's already happened.
Meanwhile, his teenage son, though, was having sex, and his teenage son is like 15 years old. And
he's concerned about this, which I understand if a father would be. What you need to do is make sure that you teach her to value herself enough that she's not going to let some boy use her body as a physical playground, get her pregnant, then he goes off and leaves her with a 20-year commitment. And the way you do that is by making her value herself where she decides what she wants to do and makes her responsible to do it. If a father makes a daughter feel special and that she's the wonderful woman on this earth, and then she goes out and some guy blows in her ear and says, oh, you're just wonderful. Yeah, I know that. I've been listening to that all my life. What else you got?
My father told me so.
Exactly. But if they've never heard that, then they're vulnerable to it. Make sure you make her feel special, then she's not vulnerable to the first boy comes along and blows in her ear.
Yeah. You know a lot about relationships. Joe and Teresa in Jersey. Do you watch The Housewives?
No.
We talked about that on the phone, and I couldn't remember. I was like, because I said to Phil, what do you watch on TV? I forget what you said. It was something that I didn't care about. Like you don't watch TV or something like that. You read books.
No, we watch TV, and I think there's a lot of good things on TV. Robert and I binge watch stuff on the weekend.
Well, like, what do you watch?
Well, we just watched In the Line of Duty, a British show.
Okay.
You know, where they're like detectives and stuff. We like that kind of stuff. We just watched Jack Ryan, the second season on Amazon.
Okay.
Which was really good. You know, we watch binge stuff. We watch Bull on Monday nights.
I like Bull. I like Bull.
It's based on my life, so.
Right.
Yeah, right, it is. It's back when I had a real job.
No, for Teresa and Joe over in New Jersey. You at least know about this story. He's deported to Italy. They were on Andy Cohen. She was in the studio with Andy. He was on the Skype from Italy, and they both agreed they weren't attracted to each other anymore. That prison thing like took all the attraction out. Which I understand it. Maybe some of you don't understand it, but Phil, what's your thought on that?
Well, look, people have a certain image of one another, and they build that image up. And when you see each other in a really unbecoming way, an unbecoming setting, an unbecoming light, it can really crash that image. And if you've had each other on a pedestal, and that's what the relationship is based on, you're guaranteed to come crashing down. And that's what happens when the relationship is really shallow and doesn't have a lot of depth to it. Now, I don't know these people, and maybe it's just because that it was a pedestal relationship. I don't know. But I've always said, you should never get serious with anybody until you've seen them with the flu. You know, you've seen them running on both ends,
Yeah.
up and stuff. You love them after that, you're good to go.
Well, that's an interesting thought. Now, by the way, Phil just celebrated his 3,000th show.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, well, you're nipping at my heels.
But that's a big deal. 3,000 shows, 18 years.
18 years.
Well, we're only in 11. I mean, I've got stuff to do.
Yeah, well,
I've got thoughts for next life.
let me tell you, that's rarefied air at 11 years. You're coming right along there.
Thanks, Phil. Okay, Phil, look. No, Doug, I need a moment more because I want to talk to Phil about Robbie Reed. This is a huge case. And talk about this man. He's about to be executed.
Rodney Reed is on death row, and he's been there for 22 and a half years. And I was contacted by the Innocence Project, and they said, look, we're stagnated, we're stymied. We've lost all of our appeals for stay of execution. Nobody's paying any attention to this.
He's in there for what?
He was in there. He's convicted of the rape and murder of Stacy Stites in 1996. They asked me if I would help. I said, I don't know. They said, well, will you go interview him? I went to death row and interviewed this man. And, you know, I spent a lot of time in deception detection. And I really put some traps for this man. I planted mind viruses. I did cognitive loading. I did everything I can to catch him lying. I left 100% convinced that he is telling the truth.
Okay.
And there's more to it.
But he's about to be executed. He is in your home state of Texas. Do you know the governor?
I do, and he's 12 days from being executed. Now, I did a show about this with the Innocence Project. I had 4 scientific experts on, medical experts on, independently have concluded it is absolutely impossible for him to have murdered this woman.
Do you know the governor? Like, can you go to his house? Can you drive over?
I do know the governor, and he is a fine and fair-minded man. And right now, this is at the Supreme Court. They just denied the last stay, which was a good thing, because you have to get that out of the way so it can go to the Supreme Court. Then the Supreme Court can make the deliberation. And the governor cannot act until the Supreme Court rules.
Do you know Donald Trump?
I wouldn't tell you if I did.
Okay.
I do know Trump, but this is state that has nothing to do with Trump. This is state. And what has to happen is the Supreme Court has to rule, and if they don't set it aside, then the governor can go. And we've now got a petition with over 2 million signatures on it, and you can all join that by going to innocenceproject.org. And when you do, you click on it, it's going to open up Rodney Reed, and what you have to do is click on petition, and that's your electronic signature that's added to it. And I truly believe that the governor will not allow this man to be executed until I've had an opportunity to talk with him. In my heart, I believe that because I know he's a good and just man. So
Keep up the good fight, Dr. Phil. Tell Robin I said hello.